This tree, even though it's dead now and has some terrific fungus on it, it also has some other interesting signs of things, and this is what I like to look for when I'm observing in nature, especially around trees. This is actually a deer rub, where a deer rubbed on the bark when it was shedding its antlers.
Most people spend about 95% of their time indoors now, and oftentimes people forget that we're animals too.
Being outdoors, especially in green spaces, it has an amazing impact on our physical health.
It's vital to our true nature.
It tends to relax us. Our muscle tension decreases, our blood pressure can decrease, our heart rate can decrease, our stress hormones tend to decrease, and so those are all adding up to make us just feel better.
And we're lucky to have a place like Minnesota Valley National Wildlife Refuge here, right in the heart of Bloomington. We have 46 miles of trails on the refuge. Many of the trailheads are accessible right from our neighborhoods, or they're on public transportation routes, so they're very accessible for many visitors.
I am a retired park ranger here at Minnesota Valley National Wildlife Refuge. I am now leading forest bathing hikes through Art Start and Minnesota Valley National Wildlife Refuge. The term was coined in the early 1980s by scientists in Japan who were interested in finding scientific research that could support what we intuitively know about our need for nature and how much it benefits us in terms of physical and mental well-being.
We're wired to be in the sun, soaking up that vitamin D, being in the fresh air. It helps regulate our circadian rhythm.
Our human bodies are designed with an internal clock that has to be set every day, and it's light that sets that clock. And when we have indoor light, we think, well, I'm getting light, but in fact it's not strong enough to set the biological clock. And so getting outside, especially in the morning, really helps set your circadian rhythm, and then consequently usually helps impact getting a good night's sleep.
There's a little sap right there, and I'm just seeing if it's sticky and tasting it. A lot of people wonder how to approach forest bathing. Anyone can do this anywhere, anytime. You don't have to be in a forest. You don't have to be outside of a city. The forest bathing concept is to really utilize all of your senses to appreciate and become aware of trees in particular if you're forest bathing, but nature if you're just trying to have a little mental or physical break. I tend to have kind of a fireworks brain, and I practice meditation in order to rein in my fireworks brain. But what I really love about forest bathing is that you are trying to go down every rabbit hole that you can. And if you took a picture of this interior, and framed it, it would look like a piece of art. There may be no difference between forest bathing and a walk if on your walk you are using your senses to take in what is happening around you.
Most people don't realize that trees and green plants release a chemical called phytoncides, and these chemicals are released into the air, and as humans we breathe them in, and they are very powerful in having a positive effect on our health. They can reduce our blood pressure. There's a minimum recommendation for being outside, and it's 20 minutes a day, but that's the minimum. And obviously this is something where the longer you're outside, the bigger the effect will be. If you spend enough time outside, we find that people's natural killer cells, which attack tumor cells and kill them, goes way up by like 50%. And so these are things that, again, we don't think about when we're outside, but the trees are really helping us to be healthy.
Bloomington is unique because there is a network of land management agencies up and down the river valley, and we all work together to provide these amazing opportunities for people to get outside, right in their neighborhoods or nearby. Many of our trails connect to other parks and refuges within Bloomington and the surrounding communities, so you can really take a journey from either side of town, all on natural trails.
The other thing that I think is important just for a city, and I think Bloomington has done a great job with this, is that the more green plantings you have in your city, actually the more people get along. It's interesting research to show that when you have more green plantings, people tend to behave better, they like each other better, they tend to be less depressed.
I think forest bathing is one of the best practices I've learned about in decades of studying human-nature relationships to help people let go of the structure of their lives. Very much like that child's view of the world, where they really are open and receptive to anything and everything going and curious.